So this video today is overcoming objectives, right? So I'm gonna kind of go through what the day was yesterday. It was super incredible. Shout out to Yusuf, Josh Powell, and Jerome Baker. Like an amazing event at the celebrity bowling event. This is the second time we was able to be invited. But let me see here and run through some of the things that we had to go do, right? So first of all, we had to get the team together. I waited last minute. I'm not gonna lie. So because I waited last minute, I had a team that was put together. It wasn't nothing that I actually selected. But long story short, we got the team all together, pass all the bands, got to communicate with people. So one, I will always say, make sure you communicate. Like we had an email chain going on that we all kept in contact of what we needed to do and who was going to be here at what time. And my goal was to make sure everybody had a great time and easy process coming in. But as it got in, man, it was an absolutely incredible scenery. Red carpet was laid out. The ticket process was all in. Was able to kind of had the experience of doing the interview as soon as you walked in, seeing familiar people that you already knew, different partners and business opportunities that you already was in contact with. So it was a pretty dope setting. But I'm actually explaining what happened. Like, so we got the team together. As we got the team together, man, we had so many objectives that come in. I already told you, we all didn't quite know each other. Now, granted, I knew probably one person that was on the team, two people that was on the team, only played with one person before. So that was kind of cool. The other guy that we played with, which Eric, I golfed together. So my wife, of course, she's also incredible. So she was able to bowl as well. So we got the team together, learning each other. We got to do some practice runs, and we learned each other's strength and weakness. So I will also tell you to do this. Learn each other's strength and weakness. It's easy to be able to just go with the flow, but make a strategic plan is everything. And I say this because we was like, okay, who's going to go first, second, third, fourth, and fifth? Well, I already know I rode with Brandon before. So if me and him went last as, the anchor, would have been good. So like, Brandon go last, I would stay in the middle and set the pace. Depending on how the first and second went. Man, it worked out good. We actually crushed it. We ended up playing against Dion, Damian Hall, and his whole team over there. We got a little competitive. I can't lie. We got competitive. So as we got competitive in there, we beat them 2 points the first game. And so as the second game came by, they're like, yo, let's put some wages in. Well, I'm a competitive guys. Let's get it going. All eyes was on us. But even before we got to that point, Yusuf made his big entry.
Lane 18, bang to go. My boy, my boy John Q, they pick it up the trophy. I see you there. They're picking up the trophy this year. And I'm the bang to go. That's a website if you go on. To the job. You're the owner, and they're going to get it out the road. We are the re-elected sheriff, Henry County Sheriff. Most importantly, he does great work. I mean, I've wanted this man multiple times in the past 4 years since first time, just for some favor. He came through every time. I appreciate him. 4 more years.
So that was super dope. Shout out to Yusuf. I liked it. Everybody else probably said something, but super dope. You deserve it. Really had a great message even in there, like networking is key. So if you got into a situation with a bunch of people and you wasn't looking to network, shame on you. Shame on you, because literally when they say your network is your net worth, that's true. Because when you think about marketing is not about trying to sell somebody something. It's literally having something that somebody needs and being at the right place for them to be able to say, hey, how much are you charging for me to be able to get that? And that's exactly what happened. I probably came across 6-7 people that definitely needed what we serve and Venue to go, right? So that was awesome thing. So shout out to you, Yusuf. I really love what you did right there. You really highlighted a lot of people, and selfishly, you highlighted Venue to go. So I appreciate you for that. But we had some objectives that came up on our lane. Literally, our lane was breaking down like every throw. Had contact the front of the house. So Adrian Jones, he was such an amazing manager there. Really made sure he was patient and got a mechanic to go fix our lane. Now, granted, it took us 30 minutes to be able to see him bowl and catch up with everybody else. So that was the trash part. So, you know, when you bowl it on any kind of sports, to be able to get into a vibe is everything. So I just came off with 3 strikes back to back. So as I come off with 3 strikes, I'm like, hey, let's get it back. We're gonna keep this mojo. I hit 3 spares. So I couldn't quite find our rhythm like I wanted to, but luckily the team held it down. We got everything together, and like I said, now we're at the second game. Second game came down, we came down to the wire. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what happened. I mean, I felt like my stroke was going good, but I blew through it, had a split of 8s. Couldn't knock them all down. So that hurt me because the guy, Mo, on the other team, he hit 3 strikes at his end. But he wasn't coming off a strike on the 9th, so all of his was straight points. So at the final end, we lost by 4 points. Guys, it sucked. We lost by 4 points to them, so we owed them $50. And then they announced, out of all the 30 teams, they announced all the placeholders. They announced the third place team. Third place team was I-9, so they went over there and they killed it. So after I-9 killed it, came down to second. Everybody was trying to figure out who they was going to call, and then they called Venue to Go for second place. Dang, I was so pissed. I'm happy that we got second out of 30 people, but pissed the fact that we lost it by 4 points. Shout out to Dion, shout out to Damien, shout out to John, shout out to Mo, and shout out, I think her name was Amber. Shout out to y'all. Y'all did an amazing job bowling, and they got first place. But long story short, make sure that you still coming over the objectives. I mean, I might be butthurt because we got second place, but when you think about 30 people and we had a whole team that wasn't put together, we had a whole bunch of mechanic and maintenance issues, and we still came out to second place. Fight through those objectives. Communication is key. Make sure that you motivate your team. Stay focused on what you need to focus on, right? Motivate each other at the same time. And then have fun. And that's the most important thing that you need to be able to do when you're doing something of this magnitude. But once again, a lot of great lessons to be learned from this. Shout out to Yusuf Foundation. Shout out to Josh Powell. I will be back. And first place will be mine.